Welcome back to Whatever You Need, the only digital sanctuary where we peel back the glossy layers of celebrity stardom to reveal the beating, often wounded human hearts beneath. Today, we are not merely discussing a headline, we are stepping into a profound emotional landscape, navigating the wreckage of a dream that was destined for the altar but ended in ashes. We are looking into the eyes of a man who dropped his shield to show us his scars. Before we embark on this journey of heartbreak, resilience, and the brutal truths of modern romance, we ask you to solidify your bond with our community. Please subscribe and ring the bell so the truth never passes you by. And for those of you who value the depth of our storytelling and wish to support independent, high-caliber journalism, we invite you to click the Join button. Your membership is the fuel that keeps this channel burning bright. Now, let us turn our gaze to Gökberk Yıldırım. For years, the public perception of Gökberk Yıldırım has been akin to a marble statue, flawlessly handsome, undeniably talented, but emotionally impenetrable. He has moved through the chaotic world of Turkish entertainment with a stoic grace, wearing his privacy like a suit of armor that no camera lens could pierce. He understood the unspoken laws of fame better than anyone: keep the soul hidden, and the world cannot taint it. However, the events of the last few days have shattered that marble facade, revealing flesh and blood that bleeds just like the rest of us. In a display of vulnerability that felt less like a press statement and more like a confession from a man standing on the edge of a precipice, Gökberk has opened the heavy doors to his private agony regarding the collapse of his relationship with Cemre Arda. This was not the standard, sanitized "we ask for privacy" declaration. It was a guttural cry from a man who had bet everything on love and lost. To understand the magnitude of this fall, we must appreciate the height from which he tumbled. Roughly 5 months ago, the impenetrable walls Gökberk had built around his heart seemed to lower, bridging a path for Cemre Arda. To the outside world, their union appeared as a meticulously written script of modern romance, two busy, successful souls finding a quiet rhythm amidst the cacophony of their careers. The chemistry was not just visible, it was palpable, radiating a warmth that suggested this was not a fleeting summer fling, but a foundation for something permanent. They were the golden couple, projecting an image of effortless synchronization. But as we now know, life is often the cruelest author, drafting plot twists that no one anticipates. The whispers of discord that began as faint background noise recently crescendoed into a deafening reality. The relationship is over and the wreckage is extensive. What elevates this story from a typical breakup to a tragedy is the depth of Gökberk's investment. In his raw admission, he revealed that he was not merely dating, he was preparing for a lifetime. He confessed to envisioning a domestic permanence, admitting that the concept of marriage had transitioned from an abstract idea to a concrete plan. One can almost picture the phantom ring he was mentally designing, the rehearsal of the proposal, the quiet anticipation of a forever. He was ready to anchor his life to hers. This revelation hits the audience with the force of a physical blow because it showcases a man who had finally decided to trust, only to have that trust weaponized against him. He wasn't testing the waters, he had already dove in head first. Perhaps the most piercing shard of this shattered mirror is Gökberk's confession regarding fatherhood. In a moment of absolute, trembling transparency, he admitted that he had shared with Cemre his deepest, most sacred desire, to become a father. At the zenith of his professional life, with adoring fans and lucrative contracts, his true north was the quiet dignity of raising a family. He saw Cemre not just as a partner, but as the mother of his future children. To entrust someone with that specific dream is the ultimate act of vulnerability. When he spoke of this, witnesses describe a tremor in his voice, a sound of a hope being strangled. It is this specific detail that has rallied a legion of supporters to his side, evoking a protective, almost familial instinct among his fan base. Let's pause for a moment, whatever you need, family. Hearing a man speak so openly about his desire for fatherhood and marriage, only to have it fall apart, is incredibly rare in this industry. Do you think this level of honesty makes him appear stronger, or does it leave him too exposed? And who among our favorite stars would you like to see help Gökberk heal, perhaps a friend or a co-star? Let us know in the comments. And remember, if you want to support us as we bring you these deep dives, please hit that like button and consider joining the channel for exclusive access. The tragedy deepens when we consider the sacrifices Gökberk made for this union. He revealed a detail that cuts like a dagger. He had defended this relationship against the skepticism of his own family. He chose his love for Cemre over the intuition and warnings of his own blood. There is a specific, lonely kind of pain in realizing that the people who warned you were right, leaving you stranded in your defense. He stood as a shield for her against his own kin, only to find himself standing alone when the dust settled. This adds a layer of humiliation to the heartbreak, the realization that he fought a war for someone who, in his eyes, eventually deserted the battlefield. According to Gökberk's harrowing account, the erosion of their bond was not a slow decay, but a sudden fracture triggered by distance. He describes a shift that occurred the moment Cemre returned to her usual environment, a change so abrupt it felt like a physical slap. The intimacy they shared in private evaporated, replaced by a cold reality. His narrative suggests that while he was busy constructing a future, she was stepping into a different narrative entirely. The dissonance between his loyalty and her apparent detachment is what caused the earthquake in his soul. It wasn't just that they grew apart, it was the realization that he was loving with a completely different intensity than he was being loved. In the aftermath, Gökberk has adopted a stance of absolute resolution. There is no wavering, no maybe someday. He has drawn a line in the sand with a trembling but firm hand. He stated clearly that he cannot offer forgiveness. This refusal is not born of petty bitterness but of profound self-preservation. He recognizes that the sincerity of the love he offered was too great to be treated with such carelessness. He is closing the gates to his garden, locking them tight. It is the decision of a man who knows that to forgive would be to dishonor his own heart. He accepts the pain, but he refuses to accept the disrespect. Industry insiders are already whispering that this personal cataclysm will mark a turning point in his artistic career. There is a long-standing truth in the world of acting: great pain fuels great performance. Gökberk is returning to the set not as the man he was, but as a man who has touched the bottom of sorrow. Producers believe we are about to witness a new register in his acting, performances imbued with a darkness and a truth that cannot be taught, only lived. He is expected to channel this grief into characters that require a broken soul, turning his personal lead into artistic gold. The boy who believed in fairy tales is gone. The man who understands the tragedy of the human condition has arrived. As Gökberk Yıldırım stands amidst the ruins of his plans, staring down a future that looks vastly different from the one he imagined, he does not stand alone. The collective heart of the public beats with him. He is bruised, yes, but he is still standing, counting his breaths, preparing to move forward one agonizing step at a time. This is not the end of his story, it is simply the end of his innocence. We want to know your thoughts on this heartbreaking saga. Do you believe true love can survive such a betrayal? Drop your thoughts below. Thank you for watching whatever you need. If this story touched you, please share this video, like, subscribe, and check out the join button to become a pillar of our community. Until next time, take care of your hearts.